The Lifestyle and Chronicles of Prophet Sheperd Bushiri. Sheperd Bushiri, born 20th February 1983, also known as Major One or Prophet Sheperd Bushiri, is a Malawian Christian preacher, motivational speaker, author, and businessman from Malawi. He founded and leads a Christian non-denominational evangelical church known as the Enlightened Christian Gathering. The church has headquarters in Pretoria, South Africa, with branches in other African countries and around the world. Tens of thousands of people are attracted to the church every day. He describes the church as a prophetic ministry based on the principle that God cares and loves people and wants to speak directly to them. Bushiri also runs a global investment company, Sheperd Bushiri Investment, based in Sandton near Johannesburg, with interests in mining, real estate, an airline, and other entrepreneurial enterprises. According to Bushiri, he ventured into business to support his family as he does not believe the church must support his family. Sheperd Bushiri grew up in Mzuzu, which is the northern part of Malawi. His mother gave him the name Sheperd due to complexities around his birth, acknowledging the Lord as her shepherd. He travels around the world, holding crusades and meetings focused on teaching, prophecy, and healing. Sheperd Bushiri is now known as one of the wealthiest pastors in the world and one of the most affluent people in Africa. Bushiri is mentored by multimillionaire businessman and leader of Good News Church in UK, Prophet Hubert Angel. Bushiri is said to be the most celebrated and popular spiritual son of Prophet Angel. Angel has other spiritual sons including, but not limited to, Africa-based Romeo Marom, Bulgaria-based miracle worker Maxim Asenov, leader of Imperial City Church, Isaiah Brian Sovey, and South Africa-based apostle Ms. Tancred. The Enlightened Christian Gathering is reported as one of the fastest growing churches in Africa and the world. Bushiri's services attract over 100,000 viewers via his personally owned television station, social media, and in-person attendees. His largest gatherings are held on New York Year's Eve at FNB Stadium, South Africa, with over 95,000 attendees both in 2016 and 2017. The FNB Stadium is the largest stadium in Africa. His church gatherings have not always been well received, with one extreme protest being the destruction of overflow tents by arson in February 2020. Sheperd Bushiri's company, SB Investment Limited, is an international investment company based in Sandton near Johannesburg, with interests in oil, mining, real estate, transportation, and the hospitality industry. On 20th February 2018, Bushiri launched one of his hotel investments, a multi-million-dollar property in South Africa. SBI has a special interest in supporting government, including economies of fragile strait countries. In 2017, Bushiri was hosted by the Vice President of South Sudan, Dr. James Iga, Reserve Bank Governor and Finance Minister, during which a business deal was signed in the area of infrastructure and development. In 2018, Sheperd Bushiri was given the prestigious award and induction into the CEO Hall of Fame by the African Leadership magazine. Sheperd Bushiri has been involved in many charitable works around the world, including work in Malawi, Nicaragua, Nigeria, Botswana, and South Africa. He formed a humanitarian organization called Sheperd Bushiri Foundation with Duncan Zigambo as the CEO, where he provides for the needy and less privileged. He provides charitable donations including livelihood support, educational support for orphans, humanitarian relief in form of food subsidies. In 2017, he took maize to Lilongwe and spent 25 million in Malawi charity. He has invested in young people through his sports academy and through Major One Records, which sponsors and showcases upcoming artists in the music industry. On 18th July 2018, Nelson Mandela Day, Bushiri launched an Africa-wide school adoption program with donations to a local school. The event was attended by senior government officials from the South Africa Ministry of Education. But in spite being a philanthropist, controversies don't seem to end around this prophet. Bushiri has been accused of making unproven claims of curing HIV. He countered that he has never performed a miracle in his life because only Jesus can. Nevertheless, due to claims of unproven miracles, Botswana temporarily banned him from entering the country before court ruled the ECG Church is allowed to continue operating in the country. Initially, he was free to enter the country at will, but now is required to apply for a visa every time he wants to enter Botswana. Allegedly, during a church service in March 2017, Bushiri announced that he wanted to make members of his church into millionaires. Congregants were then told via email to invest at least 100,000 rands in cash with him within the next 2 days and were promised a 50% return within 30 banking days. Those those that could not bring cash with them to the church were sent banking details to a company raising estates, the directors of which at Bushiri, lieutenants William Udolo, Duncan Oduor Retieno, and Kit Ching Catherine Kum. Almost 2 years later, the people who gave Bushiri money claim to have not received anything back. Controversy does not continue to end with this man. It is alleged that in 2010, Bushiri impregnated a teenage Malawian woman who he met in 2007 in their hometown Mzimba. It is further claimed that he bribed her with a check of 80,000 Malawian kwacha, about 15,000 rand, to have an abortion, but the check bounced. Darlington Manyau, a businessman based in Hong Kong, claims to have sold Bushiri clothing to the value of 450,000 rands, but had not received payment for them. He claims that the clothing were given to Bushiri spokesman Maynard Manyowa on 20th June 2019, and Bushiri has subsequently been seen wearing the clothes at public church gatherings. Ephraim Nyondo, the spokesman for the Enlightened Christian Gathering Church, did not dispute the claim but stated that the matter did not concern Bushiri as it was between Manyau and Manyowa. Now let's talk about Bushiri's infidelity. On 20th February 2020, former Deputy Finance Minister of Zimbabwe, Terence Mokupe, accused Bushiri of an adulterous affair with Mokupe's musician wife, Rachel, which resulted in the impregnation of Rachel. Despite that, Bushiri has had many arrests. On 1st February 2019, Bushiri was arrested together with his wife by South Africa's Directorate for Priority Investigations for Fraud and Money Laundering. The Hawks say the case against the couple was linked to alleged offenses of fraud and money laundering, as well as the contravention of South Africa's Prevention of Organized Crime Act, which has been committed from 2015. The contravention of the act was in relation to exchange control regulations relating to foreign currency of $1 million, 147,200. In November 2019, application was made by the National Prosecuting Authority for the forfeiture of 1984 Gulfstream aircraft owned by Bushiri and hangared at Lanseria Airport, north of Johannesburg. The NPA claimed that the aircraft had been cured with funds illegally obtained. Bushiri claimed that it was legitimately acquired in 2016 for 1,250,000. Bushiri and his wife were each granted 100,000 rands bail after appearing in the specialized Commercial Crimes Court in Pretoria in 6th February 2019. Bushiri and wife were also not allowed to make contact with any of the witnesses. Among the bail conditions were that the couple remain in Gauteng and their travel documents remain with the state. If they needed to travel, they will need to get written permission from investigating officers. Bushiri and wife were also not allowed to make contact with any of the witnesses. On 28th August 2019, Bushiri's court case was postponed until 29th November 2019 to allow his legal team permission to look into the case. The case was subsequently postponed to 27th July 2020 for trial, at which time it was postponed to October 2020. On 20th October 2020, prior to their court appearance on 30th October 2020, the Bushiris were arrested on charges which were not included in the previous cases. The Bushiris are also accused of being illegally in South Africa and of having contravened the immigration regulations on several occasions since at least 2015. Their bail application was set for 30th October. The Bushiris had been released from prison as they were considered a flight risk of evidence by the allegations that they had illegally exported a Bentley and a Maserati to Malawi earlier in 2020. The trial date for the fraud case was set to May 2021. Sheperd Bushiri enjoys football and chess. He is married to Mary Bushiri, who is active in charity work. They have 2 daughters. Bushiri lives a very flamboyant life, having recently bought a car for his 6-year-old daughter. A few days ago, he escaped from South Africa to their hiding place with his family after an arrest warrant was issued on them. Wow. We will be sure to bring you an update on the same. So fans, be sure to get tuned in for the latest on celebrity gossip, lifestyle, and latest news. Kindly like, share, and subscribe. Till next time, ciao.